Hello, everyone. Recently, one of my friend asked me to explain how do we generate report on firewall with all these global problems happening all over the world. He wanted to know uh, how many attacks or what kind of attacks that happened on the firewall, and he wanted to generate a report so that he can send it to the upper management. So let's have a quick look on how do we see or how do we generate a report on Palo Alto Firewall. So the first step, you go to the monitor tab on the top, and then you go all the way down to manage custom report. Just click on that, and then you click add. So now you are on the custom report page, and you can give a name to the report. So in this example, let's say threat report, and then you can give whatever description you want to give. And the third section is where the interesting thing happens. So you need to choose what is the source of this report. So in this example, since we are generating report for threat, so you can choose threat here. So there are two sections here. One, summary database, and second is threat database. Sorry, the detailed docs. So summary, so Palo Alto Firewall or Panorama for that matter, what it does is every 15 minutes, we'll be generating a summary database that will be much easier to read by the system, in fact. So, so what happens is right now, let's say the time is 12, and from 12 to 12:15, whatever event or logs that were generated on the system, we'll be generating a summary logs at 12:15. So which means if you want to generate a report for 12 to 12:15, and you can only generate it after 12:15. Okay. And that's what will happen if you choose last 15 minutes. So in this example, we want to generate threat logs report. So let's choose threat. And I'm choosing summary here because I know that the logs that I have is before 15 minutes. So let's generate for 12 last 15 minutes. Um, for, yeah, Fortunately, the logs that I generated, it was so right now. I think you can see the time. Right now, the time is 11:38, and I generated the report around 11:24. So, which is kind of 15 minutes earlier. So let's see whether we are able to generate the logs or the report for the last 15 minutes. So once you choose the time frame, then you can sort by whatever you want. So right now, I'm going to sort the top 10. Sorry, I'm going to sort it by count, and then I'm going to list only the top 10. You can choose to list top 50 as well. I don't want to group it here. So what are the columns you want to add on the report? So the most interesting would be for this type of report, which is the threat report. So let's add what is the source address, and then source country. And since it's a threat report, we should be adding threat name and then threat ID. Okay, so we'll just add these two. And obviously, let's add count because we chose to sort it based on the count. So let's add count here. And once you added all these desired columns, you have an additional option where you can build a query as well. Uh, and that's more of a filter. So let's say you want to say you want to exclude a particular address. So you can choose that also. You can choose it here, like so address not in 10001. So that means in that report, we will exclude 10001 address. Or if you choose address in 10001, that means we'll only generate the report. We'll only take the entries where the address 10001 is present. Doesn't matter where it is. But if for this example, we don't want that. So we'll close the uh, uh, filter. And then you click on this run now. And once you click on run now, so there you go. So we got the report generated for the last 15 minutes. Now we'll close it here and let's change the time to you can choose a custom time. So I'll say the same date, and I'll say 11:30. Okay, so right now my time is 11:40. So I'm gonna do something funny here. So right now, as I said, my time is 11:40. So I'm going to choose for 11:30 to 11:45. And uh, I'm going to generate some thread logs in the backend, uh, which I just did. So now let's generate a summary log. Let's see if it generates. Mhm. No matching records. Okay. Now, if I go for detailed logs, there you go. So we got the log set because, as I said, right now my time is 11:40, and I am trying to generate the logs from 11:30 to 11:45. And the summary will only be generated at 11:45. So that is why you're seeing the report on threat or the detailed logs, but not on the summary logs. However, if I choose, let's change the time to 11:15 and 11:30. So, and here if I choose, let's say, thread summary, this should be able to generate it. Okay, see, this is generated. So that's how you generate the custom report. And now instead of thread summary or a thread report, you can generate report for traffic logs or URL or decryption, and then you can choose the appropriate columns. That's all about this video. Thank you so much.